"Get that damn civilian out of my bay," barked Sergeant Whitmore, his voice cutting through the hangar like a whip. "We don't need some washed-up black mechanic messing with army equipment." The other white soldiers snickered, their boots clanking against the concrete floor as they turned their backs on the towering M1 Abrams tank sitting silent in the center. Darius Coleman stood still, his broad shoulders squared, eyes steady beneath the harsh fluorescent lights. The scars down his forearm peeked beneath his rolled-up sleeves, a quiet reminder of battles past. But the only thing anyone here saw was his skin. A dark face in a place they thought didn't belong. "Rules are rules," Whitmore sneered. "This isn't your playground, Coleman." Darius didn't speak. He didn't move. But his presence. It shook the room more than words ever could. Hours passed. The tank bay emptied, tools left abandoned beside greasy rags and forgotten pride. Darius stood alone now, shadows stretching long across the hangar floor. His boots echoed as he approached the battered Abrams, its steel skin pitted with dents and faded paint. Fingers brushed across the hull, tracing scars older than the young soldiers who laughed at him. They didn't know this tank. But Darius did. He had fought inside one just like it. He had bled in one. And he had buried brothers who never made it out. The higher-ups? They remembered him too, but only enough to disgrace him when politics turned sour. The words still rang in his head, "You're good." But never good enough, for their standards. Tonight, he wasn't here for their approval. He was here for the machine, and for himself. The hum of fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as Darius slipped beneath the tank's engine hatch. His calloused hands moved with quiet precision, each bolt and hose speaking a language only veterans understood. Outside, Private Tyler Brooks hovered by the doorway, arms crossed, skeptical eyes narrowing. "They say you used to be the best," Brooks muttered under his breath. "But all I see is a bitter old man." Darius didn't answer. Instead, a faint whir emerged from the tank's gut, followed by the low, defiant cough of an awakening engine. Tyler's jaw tensed. His father had whispered legends of the ghost mechanic, a black soldier who could breathe life into dead armor. He never believed them. Until now. The tank roared once more, shaking dust from forgotten corners. But the real quake. It was still coming. The commotion brought them flooding back, Sergeant Whitmore, the engineers, the officers. Their boots stomped to a halt as the Abrams growled defiantly, alive under Darius's steady hand. Eyes widened. Mouths parted in disbelief. "Who authorized this?" Whitmore demanded, shoving past the others, face flushed with frustration and something else, fear. A senior officer approached, recognition flickering in his eyes. "Is that Coleman?" The whispers started. The room stiffened. No one expected him back, much less resurrecting a tank everyone else had declared worthless. But cameras in the bay caught every moment. His skin, his scars, his skill. They couldn't bury it this time. The power shift was palpable. And the air. Heavy with unspoken truths. Darius stepped away from the rumbling beast, wiping grease from his scarred hands onto his worn jeans. He met Whitmore's stunned stare without flinching. "Steel doesn't care about color," Darius said quietly. "Shame some people still do." The hangar fell into silence, not from respect, but from realization. Private Brooks lifted a cautious salute, eyes now wide with respect, not suspicion. Darius returned it with a faint nod, no need for applause. He wasn't here for their praise. Just for the machine. And maybe, for the silent reminder that strength isn't handed out, it's earned. As Darius walked toward the exit, the Abrams behind him rumbled with pride. Some engines die. Others? They wait for the right hands, and the right fight. Darius Coleman didn't fix a tank. He exposed a truth: skill speaks louder than prejudice. The color of your skin doesn't define your worth. But your courage. That does. If you've ever been judged before they knew your story, tell us in the comments. And subscribe, because silent strength deserves to be seen.